But it does, as you know, to shift what the focus is a nation, to shift what the priorities of a nation, it's not a 14-month job.
Sure. Yeah.
So I can assure you that it just. I've been holding debates in Parliament about genocide against minority groups in Iraq and in Syria.
Yeah.
I've been taking part in debates about how women and children are being treated in Pakistan. And in India. I'm on the right side of the argument, but we are at the moment quite a small voice in a global industry. So this isn't going to be.
Okay, well here's another specific one for you, Derek. Now, in our country now, where we have legal protection we have our human rights, don't we? Which I know the Tory manifesto has pledged to scrap that act and replace it with a different. Before we go too much into that, I just wanted to say that we're protected. We have human rights anyway in this country. We're protected, for example, against torture by the Convention Against Torture, the UNCAT. But actually, we're not, because in 1985, Margaret Thatcher signed the UNCAT, but she didn't sign Article 22. And countries that haven't signed Article 22 don't let UN investigators come into the realm to investigate.
Okay.
So if I was tortured, I don't suppose it's very likely, but supposing I was tortured in this country by the state and I wish to complain to the UN, they would tell me, we can't help you because your country has not ratified the convention. Now this is not commonly known. Yes. I got this from the UN when I tried to make a complaint to them. So how about, as my MP, how about ratifying Article 22 of the UNCAT? So that it actually has an effect, because at the moment it cannot be brought into effect in this country.
So obviously we're in interview, I'm not taking notes. Can you email me that and I will
I'd be interested.
I'll investigate what that
serious. I'll put that on official.
But the European Court of Human Rights would provide the same protection.
But it's not the point. The point is, if we've got the UNCAT, if our nation has signed a treaty, presumably, ostensibly in good faith, a treaty to ban torture, then that treaty should be applicable. You hear politicians talking about the UNCAT, they don't tell you it can't be practiced in this country.
Let me tell you something that might sadden you, but the truth is, I didn't know that, and you'll probably find that there are 650 MPs, there are probably 630 that don't know.
Yeah.
And so the one beauty, what I found as a backbench MP, is that there are ways that we can make things like this known. And so there's a number of things, like some of the treatment of people in Iraq and Syria. A lot of these things aren't known until MPs
Well, I'll
submit
write.
questions. So I'm happy to submit questions and do some research. But you'll find that at the moment it'll be partly because people feel we are protected. And no one's spoken to their MP and MP hasn't picked up.
It's not something that comes up very often, but I'll drop you a line and put that in writing about that.